And for more on the separatist elections in Ukraine, I'm joined now by Anton Fedyashin from American University. He is the executive director of the Initiative for Russian Culture. Welcome back to the broadcast.
Hello.
Tell us, why is Russia recognizing and supporting the election process when the elections are said to be a clear violation of the Minsk agreement?
Well, the clear violation of the Minsk agreement is, of course, Kiev's interpretation and the West. The Russians are supporting the elections because the elections are wanted by the people of the southeast of Ukraine. And the Russians are pulling a risky move by throwing their support behind the government in the southeast of Ukraine. They see it as a strange decision by Kiev to decouple its own parliamentary elections from the elections there that are scheduled for the 7th of December, when an extra month in the winter was supposed to turn the population against the government of southeast Ukraine. And so the boys on the ground decided not to wait, and the Russians seem to be supporting them.
So how can Russia turn its back on the Minsk agreement?
It hasn't. It interprets it completely differently. The Minsk agreement called for elections in the southeast of Ukraine according to Ukrainian law. The law was supposed to have elections on the 26th of November, along with the rest of Ukraine. But then there was an exception made, and the elections were postponed in the southeast without any legal basis for it, but a pragmatic one. And Moscow sees that decision to postpone as coming straight out of a war that Kiev itself launched against the southeast. So it is responsible.
The West doesn't see it that way. So
No.
how will the newly elected leaders be viewed internationally?
Well, I think we know exactly how that's going to be. They're not going to be recognized. But for them, the most important thing is to be recognized by their own people, not by the West.
All right. How can the separatists guarantee the elections, have been transparent? There's been a lot of buzz that they have not been, and that the people who were elected were a foregone conclusion.
Well, that is up to them. We know that there are over 70 observers from around the world, including several European countries and the U.S., that have been monitoring these elections. We'll have to wait and see in the next few days what they say.
Do you believe they were a violation of the Minsk agreement?
Well, it depends on how you interpret the Minsk agreement. I think that from a pragmatic point of view, the Southeast leaders had a very good reason to move these elections up, because going into the winter and waiting for an extra month without any legitimate local authorities is the kiss of death for any government.
Will Lugansk and Donetsk ultimately be under Russia's thumb, like Georgia and Moldova?
Well, I don't think that Georgia and Moldova are under Russia's thumb. Georgia lost 2 territories because it decided to launch a war against them in 2008. As for being under the Russian thumb, the Russians have been very clear that they want a unitary Ukraine with increased autonomy for the southeast of the country. And what we see happening now with the elections is a move in that direction.
Anton Fedyashin, it's always great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.